Hello everyone and welcome to Daily Game Review number 11. Today's game we have Jonasd versus Goodmt. Jon is an 11Q and Good is a 10Q, and we'll see how the game goes. Alright, so we start off the game playing a common opening so far, and white decides to approach, so that way black doesn't get the mini Chinese, the micro Chinese, mini Chinese. No, sorry, the mini Chinese. I think the micro is this one. Not sure, but yeah, it gets the mini Chinese off, and white apparently doesn't like this, so white decides to go for an approach. Going for a 2-space high approach is interesting. Let's see how this plays out. Black playing this way, and white make. Can he take a base here? Let's see, base, Hane. Does the crosscut work? It's an interesting shape, but I'm not sure if that's good or not. So maybe white didn't like this variation. White could also consider going here. This one looks a little bit better. But, oh, maybe it doesn't, maybe it doesn't. In black. No bees? So maybe it's good enough just to go here. That way you can start making a base and pincer this blackstone. Maybe that's good enough. I will have to research this move later just to be sure on the variations, because I honestly don't really know at this current moment. But jumping to the center doesn't feel right, because this stone's high and needs a base, and if black gets a stone like here, black gets a base, and these two stones are now floating without a base and in between some black stones. So I think maybe white should at least go here. It's the base for both sides. Alright, black decides pincer, white splits, black goes here, and white splits this way. The normal split is like this and then go here, but actually I believe this one isn't necessary. You can just start off here, and even if they connect, you can surround like this, and it's perfectly fine. I think they actually connect this way, and then black goes here like this, and then you can build a moyo and all that good stuff. But I believe it's not really necessary to cut. You can just surround. But this is definitely not the cut because black has a lot of forcing moves here. Alright, so black plays this way, and actually it's kind of like you played this move and then played here. So if you look at it this way, this move's kind of a little bit wasteful since it doesn't do anything, and black can still extend with some type of move. So it kind of looks like white has two weak groups now. So that means this move doesn't look too good. Black does extend. Now white needs to make some shape, settle his group, which he does an okay job of. So let's see. Black extends here, taking the base of the white stones. White playing a local move. Black expanding his base and making sure white doesn't get anything. White finally defending this group. Black coming back here. I don't think this move's that big, but maybe he wants it. Yeah, this move's definitely not that big because you lose Sente. So come out and split white, and the game is looking very good for black so far, because you can see that black got the bottom right corner, black got the top right corner, and black got the right side, and white only has a weak group and another group with maybe 5 points. So this looks really good for black so far. However, this is a really slow move. And now white should be trying to connect here with some type of move. Connecting these groups together is really important. Maybe even just something like this if that doesn't work. But definitely want to consider connecting the groups together in some fashion or another. This way, if your opponent gets a split move here and is able to attack both sides and gain profit for free, it's going to be really, really powerful. An unnecessary exchange here. White actually lost some endgame. So this wedge here actually lost white some points. And now white plays up here. This move is overplayed for sure because white is not alive. And also, this move is going to be next to thickness if black plays here or here. And it doesn't really have any follow-ups. So this is complete overplay. Black responding to get thickness to attack the white group. Perfectly fine. Your black also needs to consider his base. So I think a move here would be reasonable because he does need to still keep his base. And even if white extends, black can start coming out and trying to split. And if white gets something like this, maybe it's just... I think you can still split, actually. It's hard to say. I think you can still split because black is thick now. So black goes here, white goes here, and black plays a slow inside move. This is not a big move. You definitely want to split the groups with something along these lines. But you need to read carefully how to do it efficiently. I'm not saying these are the exact moves. I am saying you need to be thinking about how to cut. Because this shape is a bit loose, so you definitely want to cut there if you can. Normally you take the base either this way or you make a tiger's mouth here. That way you get the eyes, take the eyes, and white doesn't have any strong follow-ups. But if you go here, white can easily start making a half eye in the corner. So you can see white actually does that. It's a little bit better to go here. Never mind, take it back. Because these two black stones are in a nice position. If you go here, black can actually go here, and then the cut doesn't really work because that's a false eye. So it doesn't quite work here. So I take it back. This move's fine. Black finally getting the cut, so it should be really easy for black here. Don't let him connect. Keep it cutting. Keep him cut, and white's in a lot of trouble. However, this is quite a big mistake because now white is able to connect, and now black is the one who has the broken shape, and all black was able to get was one stone. So this is really, really small for black. So black playing really well on the basics, but when it came to the attack, he waited too long to split, and when he finally did split, he split the wrong thing. So black got to work on that attack a little bit. White, work on your Joseki and your opening, as well as not overplaying too much. I think white has a lot more issues to fix right now than black, from what I see so far. I think white, you should replay professional openings to get a feel for how you should play in the opening, because right now the opening is kind of crazy for white, and white's getting split apart and attacked everywhere. Black's opening, you're doing okay. However, you got to work on your attack, so I would also replay pro games, but focus on how they attack their opponents and how to attack efficiently, and pay special attention to how they gain their profit. Because the idea of attacking isn't to kill or anything, it's to gain profit. And here, the only thing you gained here was a few points in this area. So I think definitely you got to work on that attacking, and white's got to work on the opening and defending. So white finally getting to the top, so it looks like all the weak groups are now settled. So white, black's playing here. I think the next big move is going to be playing over here. So I would go ahead and play over here. But this, it's trying to keep white unsettled, but white's already settled, so white could actually ignore this. But black was able to get for free, and now black is the next big move, which is nice. This two-space jump is something I do not recommend. I know a lot of people like trying it, but honestly, it leaves way too much Aji in the corner, and stronger players may be able to take advantage of it later in the game. Just trust me that this move's a little bit better. Just because it has easier responses for the corner. For example, a 3-3 here would become very easy to invade, like so. I think you can even jump one more here with side. Normally you would jump here, but I think if it's here, not quite yet. However, if black had some thickness here, for example, if black had thickness here, like if he gets thickness there later, he can do this, and then if white tries to cut, black can actually split white and gain an influence on the bottom, so there's this Aji. Black could also just play normally, and then you can see there's not much profit for white thickness-wise, like this. And even if white decides to play this way, He still has to jump, and there's still a little bit of attachment Aji, but not so much. So you have to time the 3-3, and also there's possible invasions here if Black gets some thickness. Basically, like I said, there's a lot of Aji here, but a strong player can time it effectively and see how the outside affects it, and once he gets stones on the outside, he can come back and take advantage of it. So just trust me that this move is not recommended. There's a lot of Aji in there. You need specific reasons for playing this move and know how it works inside and out, and know how all the Aji works and when you have to defend, what the timing is. You have to understand how all the Aji for this move works, and I don't recommend it for Q players, especially double-digit Q players, because it's going to be too difficult to deal with, I believe. Black jumping back with a solid shape here. White playing an unnecessary move up here. And an easy cut. White wanting the ladder, but actually White lost the corner, so it's a good exchange for Black. White's already dead, don't need to worry about it. The only thing you need to worry about is the cuts here, but you're completely fine. So no need to worry here, Black. You're perfectly fine, and you can actually Tanuki to defend this corner. Or maybe get a move here. Maybe the upper left's bigger. So a little bit wasted move there, but you're still fine. Definitely want to stay connected here. Definitely want to stay connected here. There's no reason not to stay connected, because if you're connected, all of your stuff is completely fine. If you get cut, then you're going to be able to get attacked. So definitely don't want to do this. White cutting Black for free, and Atar from this way, so there's no ko. If you Atar from this way, there is a possible ko. This way, there's no ko. So a little bit reading there, and you have a weak group. Remember, you want to defend your weak groups before you play the big move, and you gave yourself a weak group, so you definitely need to be defending here. Don't Tanuki when you have a weak group on the board, otherwise your opponent can attack and gain free profit. Black went here. Either normally you go 2 space or you go all the way. That's normally how it works. And in this case, I would go all the way because your corner is perfectly fine. So because your corner is perfectly fine, I would go ahead and peep the Aji in this area locally, but you still need to get to the big move. Alright, White trying to attack Black using the Aji here, but the reason this move is closer to this stone, normally it would be a star point, but when it's closer, it's a little bit harder to make this work, so we're going to see how Black deals with it. Okay, and Black missing his chance to get the Hane ahead of 2. It's fine if White cuts, because if White does this, Black does this, White does this, Black does this. White is not alive, so White has to come up. And then when Black takes a 3-3 here, you can see these 2 stones look very, very weak. So it's fine to double Hane here. I would not give White the Hane head of 3 here. This Hane head of 3 is quite powerful. Unnecessary Atari. If you're wanting to threaten the double Atari, just block. This way he doesn't have immediately 2 eyes. If you play a stone in there, he immediately has 2 eyes, and the shape is not good. So if you picture this, if White defends, he doesn't have the 2 eye shape, but here he does. So don't want to throw in that stone. So now White has a weak group on the board, so you want to attack this weak group, but you also need to defend your weak group. So maybe the profit you can get here by attacking this is attacking this white group, gaining thickness to help your weak group. So this can kind of be a double purpose move. Your profit will be to reduce White's center and gain support for your weak group. And Black has more territory than White, so this should be perfectly fine. This is a little bit slow compared to the weak groups, because remember, urgent before big. White did get to defend. Alright, so now you probably should either try and utilize the Aji here or defend your weak group. Don't fix the Aji. This is not the way to play. There's a lot of Aji in here to take advantage of. There's stuff like this to think about. A lot of stuff to think about in here. Maybe even possible life. Maybe not. Maybe not. But a lot of Aji you want to think about. However, fixing your opponent like this is not the way to play. And if you're worried about the cut, this already fixed the cut. don't fix this as well. This is an strong in-game move. But this, white just defends down, and now you actually fixed all the Aji in white's corner. So definitely don't want to play this. This is Aji Keshi, which means you're fixing your opponent's Aji for him. This is something you really don't want to do, since attacking your opponent's weaknesses is pretty much one of the main things you're going to do in Go. So fixing your opponent's weaknesses is preventing you from future attacks and future variations where you can gain profit. So doing this is definitely a big mistake. This is really small because all it does is gain some points in the center. You have a weak group up here. You have an in-game move here. Remember, side before center. This is a really small move. So it looks like black, your second half is not doing too well. White, it's pretty much the same issues. You're not sure how to make your positions work together, and to do that, you're going to have to learn where you're going to have to review pro games and see how they make their positions and make it efficiently, how they defend their weaknesses, how they attack their weaknesses. And black, also look at how they attack weaknesses and how they defend weaknesses. Get an eye for weaknesses. And then you're going to have to see that the center moves are really small. So the second half of your game, black, is kind of a little bit lacking. Okay, so white plays here, trying to make a center. Black finally defending, but this is cuttable. So if white does cut, and now you can see, okay, so black's just going to give it up. No, he doesn't give it up. At this point, I would probably just give it up because you already spent so many moves there to develop the center. So probably just give it up. Now where to play? Here. I mean, you sacrifice this and you gain this, but that's what your first move did, right? I'm just trying to follow up your first move. If you want to defend the group, it can't be cut, because when you're running away, you don't want to get cut. However, once you get cut, then you might just be better off sacrificing it, which it looks like you did, but you did it in a weird way. So you can see now, this is cut, and you don't even get the center. So this would have been much better. But I think you still should have defended the weak group a long time ago. Make this exchange first, just to make this a little bit more sente, I guess. Okay. Okay, you got lucky. White didn't push through and cut. Alrighty, and now black goes here. You want to seal it a little bit more effectively. And at this point, I think black is going to win. White overplaying again. This isn't the way to play. Let's see, just go here. White goes here, black goes here. White has no follow-up because this is not sente. So you can see, even if white tries to come out, black is too thick for white to do anything. So you have to be very careful in reading here. This move doesn't work. Oh. Okay. Okay, so white got a reduction there. Still doesn't matter. I think black should still be ahead. White overplaying once again. White overplays a lot this game. Nice throw-in. And now white is losing points over and over and over and over and over. Go ahead and Atari here, and then net. Does the net work? No, the net doesn't work. What about this net? White goes here. Black goes here, white goes here, black goes here. No, this doesn't work either. Okay, so nothing works here, I don't think. Nice cut. And let's see the result. Black wins by resignation, so probably I think white resigned after he saw the score. So look at the score. Black is up by 27.5 points, and white just resigned at the end. it is a little rude to do that. However, there are a lot of online players that do that because they're worried it'll affect their rating. Who knows if that's true or not. However, you should know that if you're going to play it to the end, then just go ahead and count it, even if it's a lot, because it's a little rude to your opponent to waste their time to the end only to just resign. If you're going to resign before. If you're trying to wait for the score, then that means you don't know what the score is, and that means you have something to work on. You need to always know roughly what the score is. In this game, you can, without even counting accurately, you can kind of get a feel that black is way ahead, right? So this means you probably should resign if there's no more chance for you to make a comeback. Just compare areas is good enough. I do have a YouTube video on how to count territory. Please look that up, guys. I really cannot emphasize enough how important counting is in Go and being able to count and evaluate the board. I know some people can't do it at their level, but there are other methods which I talk about in how to count in the how to count territory video for lower level players to be able to compare areas. And that's basically what you want to do. If you can't count accurately, at least learn how the areas kind of are territory and aren't territory, and then start comparing the territorial areas to other areas. If you're going to play it out to the end like this, let the score happen. Otherwise, you wasted your opponent's time and it's a little bit rude. However, if your opponent does it to you, who cares? You won, right? As long as you got the victory, don't let it bother you, because I know many people can get very emotional about this, and I think controlling your emotions is a skill that you can develop and Go like anything else. So control your emotions. Don't let it affect you. If your opponent does it, who cares? That's on them, right? But if you guys are the one doing it to your opponent, just know that's a bit rude, and you guys should be counting far before the end of the game. Okay, so black, I think again you have to work on spotting weaknesses. I think that's what you really need to work on. So when you review your games, look for the weaknesses, and when you review professional games, look at how they exploit weaknesses and how they defend weaknesses. Keep an eye out for this, and also try to guess the next move in the middle game. It'll be really difficult, I'm sure, but try and figure out why your move is different than theirs, and see what they're doing versus what you're doing, and see if it helps out. White, I think you need to review professional games as well every single day. I think it would help you get an idea of how to make territory, how to make framework, and how to make trades. And get that down first, and then you can work on the attack and defense stuff. But I think you don't really even have an idea on how to make territory at all right now. So I think you should just get that down first. Otherwise, this was an interesting game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for the submission, guys. And remember, if you would like a chance to get your game reviewed, please read the description below to submit your game. And yeah, and once it's submitted, give it about a week, or no, I think it's about 2 weeks now, because there's a lot of games being submitted, and I think you have a 1 in 3 chance to get it reviewed right now. I think that's still around what it is. It's a 1 in 3 chance. Once more games get submitted, it will probably go down to 1 in 4th, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, you definitely have a very nice chance to get your games reviewed, so please submit those, guys. Don't hold back on that, because I really want to get to as many people as possible, and I would like to help you guys improve your games. Alright, well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye-bye.